Hi there, how are you doing? Martin here, and welcome to March. That's right, it's March. January done, February done. We're now in the last month of the first quarter of the year. And in the financial year, we're in the last month of the financial year. So let me ask you the same question I asked you in February. How's it going? How's it going so far? Look, in February, I shared with you a 20-minute training. And in that training, I said about how most people go into a new year with some kind of intention. They might make a New Year's resolution, but we all know New Year's resolutions tend to last about 2 weeks, if that. But most people have some kind of intention of either carrying on the positive stuff in their life, or indeed, I like to think of it as either improving something, change something, overcome something, or achieve something in this coming year. There's always some kind of intention, even if we haven't written it down and made a big song and dance of it, but in the back of our mind, this year I want to change something, improve something, overcome something, achieve something, and have something on their mind. And in this training that I gave you in February, I talked about two different types of people. There will be the people that have been making progress with that. They've been putting in the time, the effort, the action, and they gather in that momentum. And I said that February was a really, really important month. It was an important month for those that are making momentum, because it's very easy at that point to get distracted or get bored and then kind of fall off the wagon a little bit, especially if you're doing this without help. I also said it was a really important month for anybody that hadn't made any progress. And I get it, life is busy, right? Especially at the beginning of the year, we're just trying to settle back in and figure out the new year and the business and the objectives, and the kids are going back to school. And there's a lot. So I get it that we might not have made that progress that we wanted to. So there's other camp of people that they just haven't made the progress they want. And I said, February was a really important month for them too. Because if they choose to do this by themselves, if they don't make any progress in February, the chances are slim to none to them picking it up and actually then running with that thing that they want to change, improve, overcome, or achieve. It's just the nature. I'm not being a naysayer. It's just the nature of it. Now we can choose to do those sorts of things at any point in time. It's not exclusive to the beginning of the year. But just by the nature of things, by the time you get to the end of February, if you haven't made progress, if you haven't started doing the thing that you intended to do, you've already told yourself a story. I don't have the time, I don't have the energy to do this. And you'll just discount it. And it happens year in, year out. And the thing is, the chances are this thing isn't just new for this year. It's probably been around for a while, months, if not years. You promised yourself that you would make this change, or you would improve this thing, you would overcome this thing, you would achieve this thing, and it kind of just gets left behind in the busyness of life and business and family and all of that stuff. So I said that February was really important, whether you were making progress and momentum, not to fall off that wagon, but equally to start making some progress if you hadn't already. And I didn't just leave it like that. I gave you a framework as well. One of my powerful frameworks is 3 points, 3 W's: what, why, and who. It's a very simple framework that can help you get back on track if you've fallen off the wagon, or indeed get on track if you haven't started. And so I shared this with you. So I come back to the same question. Let's go back to the same question. Here we are now in March. So how's it going? That momentum, for those of you that have been making that momentum, how is that going? If by this point you're still going with that frequency, with that consistency, with the Herculean discipline required to do it, especially by yourself, like, you're a champion, right? I am championing you. I am cheering you on. I am celebrating you and your progress. Keep that up. Now, the the same kind of pitfalls still await you. You could get distracted. You might get bored. So just make sure you're mixing it up, but really anchor in the reason why you're doing it and the outcome that you're aiming for. It'll really get you through. One other thing, just a cautionary tale. Again, I'm not being a naysayer. I'm just being honest with you. I just want to say, hey, if you kind of know these things could come, then I can deal with them. Just preparation, right? One of the things that, especially when we've started building the habit, because that's what you've done now. If you're making progress, you have built that habit. This is great, right? And it's a positive habit. It's a positive routine. And even if you feel like you're not quite getting the results you want, you will be getting results. You are going. The compound effect of all your effort, your time, your energy, your action will pay off. One of the things that can derail us when that's happening is something big happens in our life. So, a restructure at work, and let's face it, there's plenty of those going on right now. Or illness for you or your family, something really more significant comes and knocks us sideways. And that's where the beauty of having people around you, somebody there that can help you get back on track. So work and navigate through the thing that's happened, absolutely. And then make sure that you're reminded about that outcome that you were working so hard towards and the reason it was a must, and to help get you back on track. So some cautionary tale, but also how you go about that for those of you that are making progress. For those of you that haven't made progress and now you're going, where did February go? It's now March. I said I'd make some progress. There's this thing I want to change. There's this thing I want to improve or overcome. There's this thing I want to achieve, and I've not done anything towards that yet. Look, all hope is not lost. You can make this. You can do this at any point. I'm just chivvying you along, because if you want it, then it's there to grab. It's there for you to have. But you've got to put the time and the energy and the effort and the action in. But sometimes we don't feel like we've got that. At this point, if this is you, yes, without a shadow of a doubt, there is work to be done on the 3 W's. Okay, the what. Let me just remind you, the what is, it's not like I want to get fit. That's not the what. I want better balance in my life. That's what I help a lot of people with, right? Especially parents. The balance between work and their family, reducing their stress, wanting more balance, wanting less stress, wanting to get more fit, wanting to take your business to the next level. It's a great starting point, but it's not the what. What is the outcome that you're looking for? So if you were to get better balance in your life, what does that look like? What's the outcome? How does it make you feel? What are you doing with your family? How are you spending that time? What does your evenings look like? What do your weekends look like? What does your time off look like? What's that? Those are the outcomes. That's the stuff that we can get excited about. That's the stuff that drives us forward. And equally, the why. It's not the surface level why. It's going deep, 7 levels deep, as to why that is so important. Not I could do it, I should do it, I need to do it. It is I must do it. When you've got such a clear outcome, the what, and you have got such a clear why, your must, you'll figure out how to do it. You'll find the time, you'll find the energy, you'll find the money, you'll find a way to do it. You'll find a way to start. And then the who of the 3 W's is who's already done it, who's already been there, who's willing to share how they've done it to save you time, energy, money, trial, error, pain, suffering, frustration. The quickest way to do anything is go find somebody who's already done it. So those are the 3 W's. Clearly, if you've not made progress this year yet, there's work to be done on the 3 W's. Because if you were clear enough on that outcome, if you had a deep enough why, if you had somebody that you'd reached out that had already done this stuff and they were willing to share with you, and you'd committed to them, your time to listen and learn and put it into practice, if you had already done that, you'd be making progress. So clearly there is some work to be done there, okay? And this is your reminder, so go away and do that work, right? You can do that now. It's not a difficult task. And you could start it with just like 5 or 10 minutes. Just give yourself 5 or 10 minutes and just write out as much stuff as you can. I love to keep things in threes. The power of 3 is something I'm very strong on. At this point, however, there's a 4th thing at play. Okay, if you've not made progress yet, there's a 4th thing at play. Yes, we're going to work on the what, the who, the why, and the who. Okay, we can work on that. But if you've not made any progress yet, this 4th thing is there is something holding you back. There is a belief you have. There is a story you have. There is a habit you have, which is getting in your way of you doing the thing that you want to do. And this could be all manner of things. This could be, I don't have your belief, right? Your story. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the money. I don't have the support. I don't have the education. I don't have the background. No one in my family has ever done this before, so what makes me think I can do it? I've tried this many times before. What makes me think this time is any different? Or the economy is not right. Or the work situation's not right. The family situation isn't right. I'm not confident that I can actually do it. I don't believe that I deserve it or I'm worthy of it. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of doing it because it's new and I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm uncertain about this. Your base fears start kicking in, right? Fear of not being good enough. So making a mistake, it not working, being a failure. Or indeed, fear of not being loved or accepted. So people are, they're going to ridicule you and they'll think you're crazy. And trust me, anyone who set up their own business, the people around them think they're crazy. What's the story? What's the belief? What's the habit you've got that's holding you back? Because it is. If you've not made any progress, if there was something you went, man, I want to change this, I want to improve this, I want to overcome this, I want to achieve this year, and you've not yet made any progress because life is just taking over, business is just taking over. Honestly, when are you going to find, if it's time and energy, when are you going to find the time and energy? Because it ain't going to get any easier, is it? Let's be honest. The year's just going to go by and then you're going to get to the January next year and you're going to be thinking the same sort of thing, going, geez, another year's gone by. So many people do that. And look, I'm not going, hey, I'm holier than thou. I've got it all sorted. I spent years like that. That's why I was stuck in the corporate world, full of stress and overwhelm. And my balance was completely out of kilter. My life, my health, my relationships were going to the drain. But every year I would go, oh, it's going to be different. But and to be honest, it was that 3rd W that was missing. I knew what and I knew why. I just didn't have somebody around me that knew how I was feeling, that had been through what I had been through and could pull me out of that and go, hey, here are some things, some simple things you can do to help. And not just sticky plaster stuff that you can do day in, day out to get you out and stay out. So I know what this feels like. So I'm passionate about this because I don't want you to be stuck. But what's keeping you stuck is likely to be a habit, a story, a belief that you have. So I really encourage you at the beginning of March, yes, go deeper into the what, the why, and the who. But go deep into what is it that's really holding you back? What are you telling yourself? What are other people telling you that's holding you back from your best self, from the improvement you want in your life? This could be anything, right? We could be talking about that balance. We could be talking about how you're feeling about yourself. You could be talking about your relationships, your money, your well-being, your fitness. It could be any area of life. What's holding you back from taking the action that you need, from having that next best life, being the best version of you? Spend some time just looking at what that could be, because once you can identify that, we can do something about it. And throughout March, my focus is going to be about helping people break through, helping you break through the stuff holding you back, the fears, the doubts, the uncertainties that are holding you back and keeping you stuck. That's going to be my theme for March. And I'm kicking it off with this, a little mini training, again, if you like, just to remind you of that framework, the 3 W's, the what, the why, the who. But now let's introduce, if you're not making the progress, what's holding you back. What's holding you back? And if we can identify that, there are frameworks and there are things that we can do to overcome that. Let's identify it to begin with. And look, if you want to go through this with me, no matter what it is, in whatever area of life that you're looking to change, improve, overcome, achieve, if this has got you thinking, if you want to go deeper into this, if you want to talk this through, this is what I do. And I am passionate about helping people live their best life, their most extraordinary life. And in order to do that, we have got to overcome the fears. We have got to overcome the doubts. We've got to overcome uncertainties. We've got to overcome all the stories and the beliefs and the habits that we've got that's got us this far that are not going to serve us going forward. And it'd be a privilege and a pleasure to talk it through with you. All right, let's take this away. Go and do the exercise. And then if you want to have a call with me, then you just message me and let's make that happen. And let's make sure that you're making the progress that you want this year, because it's never too late. But let's make sure we're tackling the thing that's actually in your way. And let's break through that. Can't wait to talk to you soon. Thanks so much.